All right, guess what we're making today? Yes, I was in the mood for some breakfast sausage. I'm food prepping for the week, so I wanted to make some breakfast sausage from scratch. It's not as hard as you think. Actually, this is the first time I'm making it, and it came out great. So watch this. We're gonna start with a half of zucchini. Of course, it's wet, organic. So I'm gonna dice that up like you see here. Put that in a bowl, and everything is going to go in that bowl. So next we have about a medium-sized onion, organic. I'm just going to cut that up. I'm only going to use half of it. So I just need a half of the onion. I like onion. It's also prebiotic, so it's good for your gut. So I'm going to dice these up as well. Pretty small. It's going to add some good flavor for our breakfast sausage. I don't know what made me think about breakfast sausage, but it was just an idea. So I like to experiment. So we're going to cut that up real good and put that right into the bowl with our zucchini. Next we have some mushrooms. So this is going to give the breakfast sausage some substance. And the mushrooms are kind of spongy, so it's going to give it some substance. Of course, these are also organic mushrooms. I cut off the stem, and I'm also dicing these. I'm going to cut these up pretty small and put them in there with the onions and the zucchini. It's going to give it some good flavor and just give it, like I said, some structure for our breakfast sausage. And so I have about 4 to 5 medium mushrooms. These are white button mushrooms that I'm cutting up. You can use any kind of mushroom, really. It can be the portobello mushrooms. It can be any mushrooms, really. And so I just had this stuff in the fridge, and so I just grabbed what I had and said this would work for this recipe. So I'm just going to finish cutting those up and add them to the bowl. Next, I had a handful of walnuts in the cabinet. And y'all know I don't measure, but if I were to guess, this is about 1/4 cup. And you just want a little bit in there because if you were to use any more, you would really want to soak them so they get nice and soft. But I want a little bit of crunchiness in the sausage. So I'm just doing a little bit. And so with the zucchini and with the onions, with the mushrooms, enough moisture in there, along with the oil we're going to add to the pan, that this is going to get tender enough. It's not going to crack your teeth. So it'll get nice and tender in there. But if you're to use any more, you would actually want to soak them overnight. So this is my cast iron skillet, the best. This is old school. Old school is always the best. I have some coconut oil in there, melting that down. It's on a low to medium flame. So these are all the ingredients together: the zucchini, the onions, the mushrooms, and the walnuts. I'm just stirring that up before I put them in the pan. And these are the seasonings that I use. So this is organic no salt seasoning I get from Costco, Kirkland brand. That's all the good stuff that's in there. There's the garlic. Ooh, there's some cumin. Cinnamon. Like I said, this is breakfast sausage, so it needs to taste like breakfast. And these are coconut aminos. And so I use this instead of soy because I do not use soy sauce. I use the coconut aminos instead. And that's going to give it a nice flavor as well. Those are seasonings that we're going to use for our breakfast sausage. So it's in the skillet. It's sauteing. It's on a low to medium flame. Now, when you think of breakfast sausage, it's very salty, well seasoned. So So I also added salt to this as well, but you want to flavor and season this well. So just put down some more. So add all your seasonings in there, let it cook. I put on a low to medium flame because those walnuts, I want to make sure those are tender. So I split up my batch. One is going to be vegan on the left, and one is going to be non-vegan with an egg on the right. So the one on the left, I'm actually going to use a flax egg for that because we got to hold these sausages together somehow, right? So I'm using flax egg for the vegan and egg for the non-vegan. Of course, my eggs are what? Pasture raised or fresh from the farm. Look how orange that egg is. Please stop supporting regular eggs, conventional eggs. Cage free doesn't matter. These chickens are treated very inhumanely. Anyway, I'm going to use some beans. Okay, so before I add the egg or the flaxseed egg, I'm going to put a little bit of beans and just grab these out of my cabinet. That's what I had. Just to give it some more structure, some more form, hold it together. So I'm just going to mush those beans up. They're northern beans. That's what I had in there. But really, I would have used any beans that I had. Okay, so I mush those beans up in there. I'm beating the egg. I'm going to add that to the non-vegan one. Okay. That's going to hold it together. And this is the flax egg. I had to let that sit for 5 minutes so it thickened up. Okay, it's just flax meal, 1 tablespoon of flax meal, and 3 tablespoons of water. Let that sit for 5 minutes, and you're good to go. Okay, and I'm adding this chickpea flour, okay, or garbanzo bean flour, to both. Of course, this is still going to help it bind together. Chickpea flour, higher in protein, more minerals. So we're not using any white flour over here. It's also gluten free. So I'm going to add flour to both of these. Okay. So the other thing I want to say about the egg. So even though I'm vegan, technically I do eat eggs. I just started back. Just because I wanted to add another protein to my diet, and also I actually learned it from my third grade daughter when she was in third grade, that eggs, she was doing a project on life cycle, and the eggs are actually the nutrient source for the embryo if the egg was to be fertilized. So it's not an actual little baby egg that you're eating. And I always thought that, right? So it's basically just the nutrients for the embryo, and that is what we're eating. It's kind of like the placenta. So technically not eating an animal, but it is of an animal. So technically it's not vegan. However, I still eat eggs from the farm. So here goes the sausage. On the left is the vegan. How it flip. Oh, all in the flip. Look how brown that is. That's our vegan breakfast sausage. Yes. That's with the flax egg. And so on the right here, this is with our regular egg. Now, I found that with the regular egg, it's a little more runny, but it's still held together. Okay? That looks and is smelling so good right now. All right, so these are ready to come out. Put them on our dish. And I'm excited, y'all, because right here I was really, really excited because they smelled and looked really, really good. It didn't take long, and it wasn't a lot of stuff. Right? So you can do this. So these, I finished making the rest of them, and in total, they made 12 breakfast sausages. 12. Tell me what box of frozen breakfast sausages you can get that have 12 in them. All right? So we're talking about economical. This is the vegan I'm tasting right here. You see the texture. This was excellent. This was excellent right here. Okay. This is the non-vegan. And I want to make sure I let you know to add a little bit more salt when you add the flour to this one, just because I had to add a little more flour to it to hold it together. But this was really, really good too. Both of these are really, what? Breakfast sausage from scratch? Yes. Yes. So I'm going to enjoy that this week for my breakfast. And that is our breakfast sausage. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.